my loves, welcome back to my channel. Lynette here, and today I'm feeling hungry. I'm going to be making my alkaline strawberry shortcake. So I'm just going to take you with me. I'm going to be using all organic natural ingredients. I'm going to be making biscuits from spelt flour. I'm going to be adding a little bit of my Irish moss that I've whipped up the other day in the last video. And so yeah, come with. Okay, so these are some of the items that I'm going to be using. Of course, sea salt. We got the agave, my spelt flour, 100% pure grapeseed oil. I have here some baking soda, and of course, my organic strawberries. I think I'm going to sprinkle on some hemp seeds also. I'm just going to make a single serving because I'm just going to be eating this for breakfast, and usually I do not measure, so bear with me. I spilled some of my baking soda, but this is the amount of baking soda we're going to be using. I don't know what that is. Does that look like a 4 teaspoon to you? I don't know. I'm going to pour that in. I usually just pour in how much I think a biscuit would need, and I've been kind of accurate. Sometimes it's a little bit too much. But we want to be able to cut the biscuit in half, so maybe about a cup. That looks like it's about a cup. All right. And then I usually sprinkle on, and like I said, I just pour in a little bit of salt. You don't want too much salt. I don't know, that might be a lot less than the baking soda. Maybe half of what we put in for the baking soda. All right, and then, in fact, I'm going to take some of that salt out. I feel like I just sprinkled a little bit too much. The rest of that baking soda in. Okay, and next, we're going to add oil again. I just kind of pour. It looks maybe about a teaspoon and a half of oil, maybe. Teaspoon. And then I do the same for agave. I don't want it to be too sweet, so agave maybe a little less, a half teaspoon. You just want to kind of balance out those flavors. This next ingredient is not really necessary if you don't have it, because I make these all the time without it, but I like to add some nutrition to my biscuit, and that kind of makes it fluffy also. Just a little bit of Irish moss, and that's about a teaspoon of that. And then you're just going to add your water. Now, I just kind of eye it. I add a little bit, and I kind of stir it. You don't want it too loose of a dough, because you want it to stir it into a ball. And so you're just going to add water until it starts to formulate a doughy ball, as you can see. And this is a quick, kind of like a quick bread biscuit. Once you feel like it's gotten to the consistency it needs to be, then you can kind of roll your ball up like so. You don't want it to be too moist, because you know how a too moist, dense biscuit is. It's not good. Add a little bit more flour because it's sticky. You don't want it to be real sticky. Just like so. And that's about right. Doesn't feel too sticky to where it's sticking to my hands, and see, kind of how you want the consistency of your dough, to where it doesn't stick and it's nice and moist. And I've already set my oven to 350, so I'm just going to put this on a pan and put it in. I just got some wax paper, and I put it on the bottom of my pan, and then I just put my biscuit in there. I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees, and we will let it cook until done. And that's approximately, I think, about 8 minutes or so, 8 to 10. I'm not for sure. But I'll check the time and can give you a better All right, we have our strawberries, and I cut up some, and I'm going to cut up a few more. Okay, next we're gonna add our ingredients. We're gonna add a little bit of oil. We're gonna add a little agave. We're gonna add our sea salt. You want like a sweet, salty sweet, and you can gauge it to how the flavors you like. Mix it up and taste it. You want to taste it before you add your flour. And if it's not sweet enough, then you're going to add a little bit more agave. If it's too sweet, or if you don't feel like you have enough salt in there, and I always taste it. Add a little bit more agave. So I want enough for my sauce. All right, now we're going to start adding our strawberries. Gonna add about half because we want half in now, and then the rest we want fresh fruit for later. So we're gonna turn on our eye right now. Gonna let this start to cook, and then we're gonna add our flour. You see that's starting to boil up nicely, and I added a little bit more salt because you kind of want a sweet, salty, sweet flavor to make it taste more buttery to me when I do that. And so you can see it's cooking down strawberries nicely. Take the biscuit out of the oven. It is ready. And that was just about 5 minutes, literally. This is cooking up. I'm gonna add a little bit of flour. Okay, I had to let my biscuit cool, but as you can see, it looks spectacular. I'm just gonna cut it. I'm just gonna cut it, and I try to just cut it in half because this is gonna be my base. I like the taste of biscuits for the base. And this is easier to cut when it's nice and cool. So we're gonna make this our base. I'm gonna add a little bit of flour to our sauce just to thicken it up just a little bit. That's about all we need. This is already kind of thickened. And stir that up in there. So that's our homemade glaze, and I'm gonna let this cool before I put it over my biscuit. All right, now we have our spelt biscuit. We're gonna get started. Just put some of my glaze. Ooh, and that's still hot. That's gonna melt. My strawberry shortcake, that's gonna melt my ice cream. But oh well, I'm gonna put it on fast. Then we're gonna put some of our fresh fruit down, just like so. Now I'm gonna use my Coconut Bliss ice cream that's made out of agave, and it is made out of coconut milk. Put a scoop of that right in there. Then we're gonna top it off with some more strawberries, like so. some more of that sauce on there. All right, last step, we're gonna sprinkle some of these hemp seeds. Scrum delicious. So this is my, oh my God, it is so delicious. I've been having a taste for this for a couple of days. That's really good. Key is you do not want to get your biscuit too sweet. So just put a little agave, because depending on how sweet you get your sauce or you make your sauce, you don't have to make your sauce sweet either. You can kind of gauge it. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, I love you. Bye.